Hello, amazing female entrepreneurs. I'm Sabine Matharu, and today I'm going to talk to you about launching one-to-many programs. So, if you are a coach, consultant, or therapist who would like to scale and go from a one-to-one program and potentially look at launching group programs and making a larger impact and a larger income, then this is absolutely for you. Now, I have been working in this space for about 6 years now myself. I started off as a one-to-one consultant, as a leadership coach, in fact, and I was working a lot of hours one-to-one. And at some point, I really had the desire to make that big impact and that bigger income. And I always thought to myself, well, how can I actually achieve that? How can I because I was teaching over and over the same things. My clients had the same sort of questions over and over again. I really wanted to sort of crack the code and wanted to do something a bit bigger. And I love groups anyway. I've been also teaching in schools, so always loved working in groups as well. And I wanted to really find out how can I put this together, and also with that, how can I launch on a regular basis and get predictable income, and how can I fill up my group programs on a regular basis. Now, I know this is going to be a huge subject and there's so many moving parts. I just want to give you a couple of things that are absolutely vital and things you might want to really think about. And I'd love to understand, what do you do as well? What do you coach in? Are you a consultant? Are you a therapist? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to get to know you as well. And also maybe we can bounce off some ideas as to what you could be teaching, because quite often some of my clients actually come to me and they are something like a yoga teacher or a hypnotherapist, and they say, well, I actually don't know whether I can create a group program in that sense, right? There's always a way where you can actually teach something in a group, especially now through the pandemic. We've seen a lot of people have actually gone online, and all of a sudden it's so also possible to be teaching online, to be connecting online. And it's absolutely normal that people are coming together online. So just have a think about, in your business, how can you create that experience? A, online, B, potentially doing something in a group. Because I tell you what, group programs are really, for me, have been a lifesaver, because I was so maxed out with one-to-one clients that I was almost burnt out. So I really needed a place and to create a container, which was better for me because, and it was also better for the clients at the end when they came together, because something like a mastermind is so cool, because people can connect in that group, and they can actually review each other's work, and we can have sort of more group discussions rather than me working with someone on a one-to-one. And that may be the same, with yourself, as to what you're providing in your service, in your business, to actually create that leverage for yourself in terms of the time that you're spending working with people. And secondly, it's also leverage for your clients. Just think about it, how much more leverage your clients could actually get out of also getting insights from the peers, from the other students that are around them, and how much they can actually motivate each other. So that is another consideration as to why one-to-many is so powerful. So A, it's powerful for yourself, as in like creating a big income and making that bigger impact and being able to reach more people in less time, or maybe in the same amount of time. But just know that if I was to sort of do one-to-ones, I could only fit in, say, 8 clients if I did 8 hours a day. And that's like 40 clients over the week. So there is an income ceiling when you are doing one-to-one coaching and consulting. Whereas if you had a group program, and you set it up in a way that's super scalable, so where people have like access to a Facebook group, for example, or they have access to a membership site in the background where they can actually go and grab those resources, and you don't always have to be there for them, then obviously having a group of 10 people isn't such a big deal, isn't it? Because if you show up and you do that coaching in an hour or two a week, all of a sudden you're 20, you're 40 hours, right? Your 40 hours are going to go down to like doing 2 hours worth of coaching and consulting in a group space. But it doesn't mean that you have to completely give up your one-to-one sessions, because if you love one-to-ones and you believe, obviously there's some things that you want to do one-to-ones, especially when it comes to mindset and sort of the more higher end kind of work or the deeper work, you can still do that. But there could be an upgrade from that group program where people can actually book one-to-one sessions. That's what I do. For example, I run the Quantum Growth Academy, where we do mindset, we do business strategy, we build sales funnels. Oh gosh, we do copywriting. So we do all these different things. And the amazing thing here is that I was able to get other coaches in as well to help me with that, because I'm not an all-rounder. I'm not jack of all trades. So now I can bring in different consultants to do the work, whilst if I did that on one-to-one, it would have been much more difficult. And also my clients have the opportunity to be paying less of a price as opposed to working with me on a one-to-one. So their investment is a bit lower because it's more of a group. But they also have the opportunity to actually upgrade and say, well, actually, I would love to have a one-to-one session with you. And then they pay for that one-to-one session in addition. So there are different sort of hybrid models and things that you can actually do in order to go one-to-many. If you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to sort of ramble on and continue because I have obviously so much that I can share. But just know it is super fun to actually go one-to-many and really think about how can I create that group experience. Like in lockdown, we've not been able to go to the gym. So what happened was a friend of mine who's a personal trainer, she started an online Zoom session every Sunday morning. We just have that Zoom session. So instead of me being in the gym and doing Zumba or whatever classes, right, we just do it on Zoom. I mean, it's probably not as good as going to the gym and sort of meeting with other ladies and all that, having the conversations. But it was a way to actually create that online experience and for a personal trainer to do some group program. So the same with yoga teachers. Like yoga teachers can easily do group programs. In fact, I actually had to do some physio training, some physiotherapy rather, because of my dodgy knee. Me being an old-time skier, I had an accident when I grew up in Austria and had this accident. So I've always had this knee problem, right? So I had to go and do some physiotherapy, and because everything was online, and I'm sure the hospitals would have not planned this if they had to, but we were able to dial in through Teams or Zoom, and there were all these people that had to do some physiotherapy, and then the therapist was there and showed us what we needed to do, all the exercises, and then there was another person there who observed us. They're like checking whether we're doing these exercises correctly. It was so funny. But again, it just demonstrates that we can actually go take a service that was before offline, we can actually take that online and create also a group program in the same. And so that's the one thing. And obviously there's a lot of moving parts to this as to how do you structure it, how do you put it together, how you're going to deliver it. And there's another big thing is how do you launch it? Okay, so it's launching. How do you launch so that it feels easy, so that you're having fun and you're kind of attracting the right people to these programs? So one of the things, and potentially this is probably even going to be another talk next week, it's about how do you launch. And I love launching in two ways, basically. I use webinars and I use 5-day challenges. And again, I mean, both have advantages and disadvantages. But again, I love the nature of sort of being interactive and being able to answer people's questions. And especially when you do a 5-day challenge, people can really get to know you a little bit better because they see you over 5 days. They see actually a snippet of what you're teaching, how you're teaching, what sort of person you are, what you believe in, and all that, right? So this is really, really great to actually create some experience, group experience like that. And by the way, if you want to know how to do all this, whatever I'm talking about today, I do have actually a free Facebook group, and some of you may be already in the Facebook group. It's called Launch and Grow Your Online Business. It's specifically for female entrepreneurs who want to take the business online or who are already online. So please head over and I will introduce you and sort of tag you to a couple of the resources. So I've got a lot of these things in there in terms of everything from how to go online, how to how to set yourself up with a standout offer, because one of the things you need to have is obviously that offer, and how can you actually make that offer so that it's leveraging your time and it helps also your clients to create those transformations. And we also talk about in the group around how to attract your ideal clients, where to find them, what to do on a daily basis. I really, for me, it's all about being able to put the timetable in place. So I need to have some sort of timetable, some sort of rhythm as to I know exactly what I'm doing every single day in order to create results. Where am I showing up? How am I going to show up? Where do I want to be visible? Who do I want to connect with? So all of these things, again, different trainings, they're all in my Facebook group. So, and then also I will be teaching a boot camp. So as I was saying, like 5-day challenge, are we actually doing a total boot camp? So if any of you are interested and you're thinking, well, actually, I really need to put something in place, such as a lead magnet, so something that you can put out there to get your leads. If you are really struggling with technology and you want to actually connect up technology and you want to do this fast, I'm actually doing a 5-day bootcamp. So do let me know. Just put in 5-day bootcamp waitlist. And I will get back to you as to when it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen in May, because I know some women are really struggling with lead generation, let alone going and creating one-to-many offers. But I mean, even lead generation is like a whole part where it's like, okay, now we're on Monday, by Friday you have your email list, everything in place. That's really going to be my sort of vision for many women that actually haven't got anything in place and are absolutely scared of the technology. We're going to do it together. So that's my offer today. Come into my Facebook group. Obviously there you will find some more information about the boot camp as well, and when it's going to be happening. Once you're in the group, then obviously you will have all the information. So ladies, go and create your amazing products. Go and be visible, just show up, because otherwise people are not going to know where you are, who you are, what you do. And, we need to be there. We need to be the shining lights, especially after the pandemic. So many of us are therapists, coaches, consultants. Gosh, so many amazing gifts that we need to give and sort of brighten up the whole world. So I love you and I leave you, and hopefully I'll see you inside the boot camp, or maybe in the first place in the Facebook group, and we can get to know each other a little bit more. We'll see you soon. Bye.